Hi guys, it's Jeff at Slavens Racing. This video is about the Soft Nitro Mousse. So Nitro Mousse makes two different versions. They make the standard, which is supposed to give you around a 13 psi feel, and the soft front, I don't know about the back, but the soft front I believe is supposed to be 8 to 10 psi. And so I just mounted this up and put on a new Bridgestone X30 because that's a tire that I'm very familiar with and I really like and I use a lot. And so, you know, when you're doing testing, you don't want to change. You want to just test what the actual product you're testing. Don't make other changes. Don't, you know, revive your forks and then go out and test tires, because that will skew your results. So anyhow, it's an excellent day up here in the mountains. You can see this is in July, and it looks like snow, but actually that's hail that we got last night. So it's a magic dirt day, excellent for testing, because I can push it hard in the turns to see if you get any rollover or how it sticks with the mousse, and also I can run a little faster speeds because of the good traction, which allows me to ram into things a little harder. Because when I'm testing tires, especially front tires, I aim at objects, some objects that I would normally bypass, right around. So if there's a good route right in my way, and there's a route that goes around it, well, I'll just aim right at that route to see how it absorbs it, and if there's any deflection. Because deflection is, one thing I hate the most. And that's not just caused by tires, that's mostly caused by suspension. So if your bike feels like it ricochets down the trail and goes every which way but straight, you probably need some suspension work. That, and maybe you're running too much tire pressure. If you're above 12 pounds on either end, that's way too much. So let's get back to the job at hand here. If you're not familiar with what mousses are, they're basically a big foam solid core tube. And and the real benefit of them is they're flat proof. You absolutely cannot get a flat. There's nothing to go flat because there's no air. Now these nitro mousses do have supposedly a nitro infusion in the foam, which gives them a little bit better feel. And I got to say overall that this Nitro Mousse Soft is a home run right off the bat. I'm pretty impressed, and I didn't expect to be. As I've mentioned in the past, I'm not a mousse guy. I typically do not run mousses. I like tubeless because I like to be able to set my tire pressure to match the type of tire I'm using, and also the terrain I'm riding that day and the speeds that we're riding. So with that said, you don't have that option with a mousse. It's one size fits all, basically, as far as pressure goes. Now, what they do is they do get softer over time, and that's sometimes a good thing or sometimes a bad thing, because if it's one of the standard ones, I think they start out feeling too stiff, and I can't hardly wait for them to break in and get softer. Now this thing feels perfect right where it is. So push on this. You probably can't see that very well in this video, but it's got a real firm feel, but it does have flex. I'd say that's about a 10 psi feel. And so when testing, especially front tires, I'm really looking for how it tracks over obstacles, rocks, and roots. Does it stay straight through that stuff, or does it want to deflect and ping pong you off the trail? Also look for just overall ride comfort for when you do ram into that rock or root. How much feedback does it give you through the handlebars? And does it bounce way up in the air and want to, kick you off the trail? And I'd have to say that this Soft Nitro Mousse has a similar feel in those situations as the tubeless does with the same amount of air in it, about 10 psi. Now, I normally run my tubeless a little bit harder than that, around 11 or 12, but it kind of depends on the tire too, how stiff the carcass is. So 30 miles in on this test. I'll be following up with it after I get more miles on it, but so far it's a home run, and I'll get back to you with the final test on it. That's all for now.